Hello everybody, it's that time again where I just like to sit down, chill out, and have a nice conversation with everybody. So, stick around. Hello fellow dorks and dorkettes, and welcome to this month's Toyside Chat. Now, the name may change as we progress with this show, but for now, I really dig it. I like the whole fireside chat feel to it, just without the fire and with toys. I kind of feel like I need a pipe or something. Anyway, my name's Rob, and this is your monthly newsletter, if you will, for all things my side of the laundry room. That means channel news, laundry room news, Rob news, what have you. Anyway, I'll try to keep things brief and entertaining when I can, and I had a whole mess of things I wanted to talk about right at this spot in the little episode, but I think I'm going to save those things for the channel news that I'm going to put in this spot instead of those things, because I'll talk about those things in this spot with the channel news. You get me? Anyway, the first bit of channel news is this show, actually. Now, I attempted a newsletter-esque show before when I would do the weekly vlog from the road. And in that, I would film myself driving home from work on Fridays and just chit-chat about entertainment that I was consuming at the time, channel news, Rob news, what have you. And I enjoyed it. I enjoyed talking to everybody and, being transparent and getting all that stuff out there. And I really enjoyed the entertainment news portion of it as well, to just talk about some of the things that I was enjoying at the time. Either they be toys or movies or TV shows or what have you. I really enjoyed that. But it got to a point where, in all honesty, I just didn't want to talk on my way home. Heck, sometimes I don't even turn on the radio. I just enjoy the silence, enjoy the scenery, and get home as quick as I can to be with my family. So I got to a point where I didn't have anything to say or really want to say anything. And, I kind of abandoned that. So now we're going to do it monthly. And unfortunately, I don't know if I can throw in those little bits of entertainment news because it won't be very timely because it's every month. And by the time I film this, what's newsworthy will be not newsworthy when you watch this. So I'm not going to bog it down with stuff like that. If I get to a point where I'm watching a cool movie or a show, or there is some cool news for toys that kind of can fit in this spot, I will talk about that. But for now, we'll just keep this channel news and notes and stuff like that. So that was the first bit of news, if you will, that this show is kind of replaces that old show just on a different schedule. And yeah, whatever. I'm really failing in the entertainment portion of this. The second bit of channel news is that I want to resurrect some of the segments that were on It Came From My Side of the Laundry Room. See, when I first started that show, I envisioned it as a kind of like this, a newsletter, if you will, but with that, it was different segments. Either they be Fistful of Joes, or Toytastic Adventures, or Shelf Life, just quick reviews, things like that. And I saw it as having multiple segments per episode. That worked out really well, but it got to a point where one segment was super long. So when you jam two of them together, the show got to be very large and unwieldy. And I was actually, and it was a good way to cheat out a couple episodes, I would chop them up and put them together as compilations of like all the Fistful of Joes for a couple months in one big monster episode, or the role-playing game news, things like that. So, all that being said, I'd like to resurrect some of those segments. And the reason for this is because there's stuff I want to talk about that happens to be around the laundry room. And that's what It Came From My Side of the Laundry Room was supposed to be about. Just looking at bits and pieces from my collection or unboxing stuff, cool things like that. So I'm going to be resurrecting some of those segments as their own episodes within It Came From My Side of the Laundry Room. Now, the third bit of news, let me start by explaining real quick. Now, one of the things that's kind of helped me recently get a better handle on the channel and not flake out is to have a schedule. And with that schedule, I have shows that, or I should say topics that I do monthly, every other month, every 3 months. And I kind of cycle through that for like Nostalgia Syndrome episodes. Or Plastic Ghosts now, which is a monthly show. Heck, this newsletter, which is now a monthly show. Monster Preservation and Research Society, which is a every other month show that unfortunately I kind of dropped off on because there were all these other things I wanted to talk about, and that kind of got lost in the shuffle. So, with that being said, the news is we will be attempting a third show a week. Just so I can accommodate all that stuff and have an extra day to just do the little segment things of It Came From the Laundry Room like I talked about, and shows like this. So I can still focus on the 2 main shows for the week and then now have a third one. And this third one will be on Saturdays, if you haven't noticed yet. Now, why did I pick Saturdays? Because I actually was a responsible YouTuber and looked at my analytics and numbers and all that mumbo jumbo and saw that Saturdays do pretty good. People like watching on Saturdays. So I thought, why not? People are already watching. Give them something new to watch. Plus, I didn't want to mess up the schedule that I have already. Tuesdays and Thursdays, and now Saturdays, I think that's pretty cool. You all know when something's coming and when to look out for it, if you want to. I hope you do. So, anyway, that's the 3 bits of news. And let me just say, and believe me, I might have already said this. Let me be honest with y'all real quick. This has been a horrible episode for me to shoot. I have started and stopped so many times because I don't know, scatterbrained tonight, or just having a problem just talking normal. I don't know. Anyway, so I don't know if I have said it already, or if it's been edited out, or what have you. Anyway, what I wanted to say was, I'm going to try my best to keep up this schedule. Of course, I'm starting this right before all the major holidays hit, Thanksgiving and Christmas, so time might be a little nuts for me, but I'm still going to try. And, if I forget a Saturday or don't have time to do a Saturday every once in a while, it's just a little bonus fun episode anyway. So you'll still have the 2 to watch throughout the week. You'll just be missing that little Saturday bonus nugget of fun. Oh wait, do you remember I did a Disney Pin haul episode not that long ago? After our trip to Disney World this year? Well, we were going through a bag of picture frames that we bought, because we always like to pick up a picture frame there to put, a cool picture of us from Disney World in it. Anyway, while we were going through the bag, I found 3 pins I forgot that I even bought. So let me show them to you real quick, because one of them is super awesome and chock full of 80s nostalgic goodness. So I'm just going to show them to you. We're not going to do anything fancy. And the first one is the Cali River Rapids. Now, this was the first time we rode it at Animal Kingdom, and we wanted to commemorate the awesome experience by getting a pin. It actually moves. You probably can't see from there, but it's Donald and Mickey in one of the little boats or whatever for it, and it actually moves up and down the pin. The second one, I got my wife a Mary Poppins pin because she's a big fan of Mary Poppins, and I thought this was a pretty sweet pin. It's very simplistic, but really is awesome. And the third pin is the one that is chock full of 80s awesomeness, and it is a Gummy Bears pin. I know it probably looks horrible in this, but it is the awesome, iconic scene where they're looking at the gummy book. I mean, it's pins like this I don't expect to see and get me excited. And I can't believe I forgot that I got it. Anyway, back to the episode. Anyway, I've kept you long enough, and yeah, like I said, it's going to be a doozy to edit because of all my flubs and thinking while I'm talking, which is never a good combination for me. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Probably not, it's pretty boring. But if you did, please give me a thumbs up. If you got something to say, please leave a comment. I love reading them, and I love getting back to everybody. And if you're new around here and you enjoyed this, or any of the episodes that YouTube is recommending down here, please hit subscribe. And if you hit that little bell icon, you will be notified whenever there's a new episode. So anyway, until next time, thanks for watching. Keep being rad and stay dorky.